Hello, beautiful souls. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm back with another video because it's something really important that I want to talk to y'all about. It's a term that you probably have heard before, maybe you haven't heard before, but it's called shadow work. Okay, got some notes here because I've been going over this in my head, and I've been thinking about it really, really heavy, and Spirit has been putting it on my mind, and I really need to talk to you guys about it. I'm also going to do a pick a card for you guys, a tarot reading, pick a card. I'm waiting for my oracle deck to get in, so once my oracle deck gets in, it'll kind of complete it and give it more substance as far as what shadow work is and what type of shadow work that you need to do. So, what is shadow work? Okay. Shadow work is the parts of yourself that you don't normally show people, things that you don't normally express to people. It could be things that you think would be wrong about you. It could be things about your behavior. It could be things you do, such as addiction, maybe your reactions to things, or it could be a way of thinking, maybe your mind frame. Some don't know why they react to things the way that they do, and a lot of people are holding on to a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, and past trauma, whether it's childhood trauma, whether it's trauma from a relationship. And shadow work is so essential to ascending, to being the highest person or the best version of yourself. You have to do shadow work, which means that you have to talk about and confront your demons, the things that are bad about you or that you feel is bad. Okay, so some examples: an addiction, whether it's drugs, whether it's money, because being addicted to money is an addiction as well, food, a habit, anything. Some people think they have an addiction to something that may not even be major, you know? It could be something so small. You could say you're addicted to playing lottery tickets. It's a form of addiction. It's gambling, that's also another addiction. All right. Mental illness, that is a part of your shadow. Some people have mental illness and know. Some people don't know that they have mental illness, but they know something's not right about them. Emotional trauma, whether that be childhood trauma, childhood abuse, sexual abuse, abuse in a relationship. Those things are types of traumas, and that is involved in your shadow. So normally when you meet someone or you start to be having a friendship with someone, or you're talking every day, you're not just going to come out and say, oh, I used to get beat. How was that? You want to talk about that? Nobody really wants to talk about those things, okay? And it's nothing wrong with not talking about them, but you have to accept them. And that is how you do shadow work. You accept it, you understand it, you forgive, and then you change. That is the importance of shadow work. You have to accept that these are the things that are the problem with you, or causing problems in relationships. And most of the time, your shadow self, with all of these different aspects inside of you, they do cause issues with relationships and romantic or friendship or family dynamic. Any type of relationship, it's going to cause an issue. You're going to have issues communicating. You're going to have issues getting your point across. Or when you're in a relationship and you start getting in too deep, you're going to run away because of past trauma that you've had. Shadow work is so important, and we call it the shadow, your shadow work or your shadow self, is because it's that dark side of you. Like Star Wars, you got the Force and then the dark side. I like Star Wars, so I'm just going to use that as an example. Darth Vader, aka Anakin Skywalker, um, he had a lot of thoughts and worries. He was concerned about his wife's pregnancy. He was concerned that she would die. He kept having these nightmares, and he allowed fear to overcome him. So his fear, he decided to change it into power. Okay? Sometimes fear can be changed into power, which is a good thing. But he used it for the dark side. He allowed his fear to completely control him. And therefore, he became Darth Vader. When you allow fear to control you and control your actions, it can have a negative effect on you, depending on whether you're accepting that fear and then overcoming it and changing from it, or if you're accepting it and you let it drive you to do something else. So, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I talk about this stuff because I do a lot of shadow work myself. I had to. I went through a rough patch in my life. I've been through a few rough patches, okay? We all have, okay? But I went through a rough patch, and I got to the point where I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't really know, as far as my career, where did I want to go. I knew how to be a mom. I knew how to be a wife, a provider, and all of that. But I got so stuck. And then I started questioning things about myself. Even within my marriage, I was questioning things, and I had to reevaluate, why do I think this? Why did I do this? Why did I say that? Why did I react this way? And once I did that, I came to the realization that these are things that I need to change. These are things that I need to work on. And that's pretty much what shadow work is. That's pretty much your shadow self, things that you're not going to normally talk to somebody. You're not going to walk up and talk to somebody and tell them, oh, I have an addiction, I'm on drugs. You're not going to walk up to somebody and say, oh, I was sexually abused. A lot of people are not open like that. Some people have mama issues, daddy issues, issues with abandonment, things like that. These are not things that you're just going to start a casual conversation about. Maybe if it comes up, you might just be like, okay, well, you'll touch on it, but it still may affect you. A lot of my shadow work affects me, just to get a little bit on a more personal level. So, I'm not just spitting this shit. I'm living it, okay? I'm living it. This is not something that I'm just saying, oh, I want to help you guys, but I'm not helping myself. I help myself. I had to come to terms with stuff, okay? I have no idea who my dad is. And for a long time, I did not realize how that affected my relationships. I did not realize how that affected the way that I view men, the way that I trust men, the way that I interact with them. Okay, I had to come to terms with that type of shit. You got to come to terms with it. And then me going on this whole journey to try to find out who my dad is and all this other stuff, it was very exhausting. And not to mention, I was pregnant. So I was very emotional. And then one day I just said, you know what? I'm just going to let it be. If I end up finding out who my dad is, if that happens, then hey. But me going on this whole quest to try to find them, I didn't really have any additional information. It was killing me emotionally. It was breaking me the fuck down. So I had to let that go, and I didn't bury it. I just understood that this is the way it is. This is what you have. This is what you don't have. But I had to realize that behavior and just correct that behavior and say, hey, I got some daddy issues here. Okay? I got daddy issues. It's affected my relationship. It's affected all of my relationships prior to my marriage. And I just had to pretty much look myself in the face. So shadow work involves you holding a mirror to yourself and saying, this is my problem. This is the issues. Or these are some bad things that's going on in my life. I wonder if maybe this is why this happened to me, or this is why I reacted this way, or this is why this relationship has failed. Shadow work is so important. And I just feel that it's really important for us to talk about it because you have to get to a place where you're able to heal. And healing is the ultimate light work, you know? And I don't mean light work like this shit easy, because it's not easy. It's not easy to call yourself out on your shit, okay? That's the hard part. But light work as in being beings of light. That means giving off light, giving off love, giving off support, giving off acceptance, and not being judgmental. You have to be able to get to that point in your life where you are just a ray of sunshine, okay? So, like I said, I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a pick a card tarot reading for you guys, but and then I'm gonna say this: it's gonna reveal, possibly, depending on which card you pick, what type of shadow work you will need to do. And like I said, this is a judgment-free zone. I don't judge anybody. We've all done things that we're not proud of. We've all done things that we look back and be like, damn, I can't believe I did that. You know, questionable stuff. Question yourself. Think about it. Question yourself. That's the best part. But I'm going to do a video. It's going to reveal the type of shadow work that you need. But I just felt it was really important for me to kind of give you an outline of what shadow work is, why shadow work is so important, and the different types of shadow work, the different types of things that would be called, or would be in your shadow. So, I will let you know once I get my oracle deck in, and I'm going to show you. Oh, it's so beautiful. I can't wait. I'm going to show you guys all of my new oracle cards. It's just oracle deck is more intuitive. It's easier to read. The tarot cards, they're easy to read depending on the artwork that are in it, and they pretty much have the same type of artwork, but different authors different authors, they do the artwork a little differently and more descriptive. So some tarot cards you can intuitively read better. Me, as far as intuitive reading, I just need more details, and the oracle deck is so great for intuitive reading. So once I get my oracle deck in, I'm gonna do a video for you guys, and hopefully this will give you guys some clarity on some of the things that you need to work on, some of the things that can improve you as a person, and get you to the point where you need to go, because shadow work is very important for your success as a person. And then sometimes our shadow work holds us back from doing things that we always wanted to do. So be on the lookout for that. Just wanted to share that little tidbit with you, get a little, you know, a little course on it, so you guys will understand what I'm talking about when I do the video. I don't want nobody to be confused. And I will see you beautiful souls later. Come back, because I'll be back.